Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kristle. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I got this makeup look using zero foundation. So for me, sometimes using foundation just takes way too long. And don't get me wrong, I love foundation. I am a liquid foundation girl. I love it so much, but sometimes it can take a little bit too long for me to like blend it out. And so if I still want a full face, there's something that I've been doing that has been working so well for me, and it's cut out like 10 minutes in my makeup routine. So I thought it would be fun to share it with you guys and show y'all what I've been using in place of my foundation recently that has not only sped up my makeup routine, but I feel like it still gives me that like coverage and that full face look that I want. So if you are interested in seeing what I've been using and what I've been doing to achieve this face without using foundation, then just keep on watching. Okay, I'm gonna start by priming my skin with my favorite. It is the Smashbox Primer Water. I will probably be fast forwarding through my eyes just because the focus is of course gonna be the skin and the face. So I will probably fast forward through this, but I did want to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm on the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground. Okay, so now that my eyes are pretty much done, I am going to start on the face. So for this, of course, I'm not gonna be using any foundation. I'm actually gonna be using concealer today. So the two concealers that I'm gonna be using on my face are the NARS Radiant Creamy and then my favorite concealer ever, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I think these two concealers are really great. The reason why I use two is because this one's a little too light for me and this one's a little too dark. So I mix them just to get the perfect shade. You don't have to use two concealers. If you can find one that's your exact skin tone, then of course just use one. And my face is actually a little bit lighter than my neck. So of course you'll want to get a concealer that matches your neck and not your face if that's the same case for you. The reason why I love using these two concealers is because both of these have really amazing coverage, but they're also not super matte. They're a little bit more on the hydrating side, which for me, since I have dry skin, these work perfect for me. So if you're gonna do the same thing, I would try and get a concealer that has a little bit more coverage, but is still really hydrating so that it blends really well on the skin. The Radiant Creamy, I'm using the shade Caramel, and I'm just gonna go in and swipe it. Now for this, I don't typically put any on my forehead or my chin because I usually just use what's left over on my brush to finish off those areas. For some reason, my skin, like my forehead and my chin, just do not like a lot of product or else it gets really cakey. Then I'm gonna take the Makeup Revolution one. This one's a little lighter. I'm literally just gonna like put some strokes on top. I tend to like a brush better for this because concealer is usually a little bit more on the thicker side than a liquid foundation. So for me, I like using a buffing brush for this rather than a beauty blender. This is my favorite brush for this type of thing. This is the Real Techniques, what's the name of it? The sculpting brush. So as you can see, that blended really nicely. I'm gonna add a little bit to my nose just because I don't think I put enough. So I'm just gonna go like that. And as you can see, what was left on my brush was perfect to use on my forehead. So if you're like me and product tends to just like settle on your forehead in a really weird way, try doing that. Like try avoiding putting actual product directly onto your forehead and just use what's left over on the brush or beauty blender. That's really helped me in making my forehead not look so cakey. Now I'm gonna go in using just my regular concealer underneath my eyes and sort of in my T-zone, just because I want my face to be a little bit brighter. So I'm gonna go in using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is in the shade C10. This is the same one that I used on my face just to lighten that other concealer a bit. Now I'm gonna go in using my Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender to me is just the best thing to use for your concealer underneath your eyes. Now I'm gonna go in and set my concealer so that it doesn't crease. And I'm gonna be using the Hourglass Veil Powder for this. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and I'm gonna be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. This is in the shade Radiant Bronze Light. And it lasts forever. So this is a little bit pricey, but God, it lasts so long. Now I'm gonna go in with highlights, and I'm gonna be using two highlights today. The first highlight I'm gonna be going in with is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder, and then I use the shade Euphoric Strobe Light. I cannot tell you how much I love this product. This is something that I will just never ever stop using on my skin. It just has the most perfect, like, natural finish to your skin, and I just think it is so beautiful. This isn't gonna be one of those like in your face highlights, but it's like one of those highlights that you can throw all over your face and your skin just looks so radiant and healthy, and I just love it. Okay, and because I'm just being extra today and I want that extra like pop of like boom highlight right on the apples of my cheeks, I'm gonna be going in with the Anastasia and Amrezy highlight. All right, so this is the final look. This is my makeup using zero foundation. So when I am more of in a hurry, but I still want like a full face, then I will just use concealer. Those two concealers work so well for me because they have great coverage. The finish is amazing. They're not cakey, they're not heavy, and they just blend out really well. So I feel like using those two concealers on my face in place of foundation makes it not only quicker, but it still gives me coverage with kind of that like dewy natural finish that I love personally for my skin. So I really hope you guys loved this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It means everything to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.